Okay, today we're going to take a look at how we track uptime statistics. Um, so uptime is the amount of time that an equipment is up or down, essentially a measure of efficiency. So we're going to track the uptime for a pump, how often a pump is running. So we're going to start by going to equipment and we're going to create a new pump type, and we're going to put a new property on this pump, which is going to be a bool, which is going to be the is-on property, indicating if the pump is on or not. Now, so to add uptime statistics to this pump, I want to go to Components, and I'm going to add a system type, and uptime statistics is part of base statistics. It's a subtype of base statistics, and here's our uptime statistics task here. So it's a system type. We're going to add that as a component of the pump. And next we are going to go to Assets, and we're going to create an instance of that pump. So it's going to be pump A1, and underneath pump A1 is our uptime statistics, and we need to set up a couple of properties here. The first is going to be the property path. What property is it that specifies whether that pump is on or not? So it's going to be the is-on property. And the next thing we would like to check is how often do we want the statistics to be calculated? You don't want them to be calculated every second. It could be a little hard on the system. 10 minutes is probably more than we want, so we're going to change this just to every minute we would like the calculation to be updated. And the other thing is how much time do we want to go back in time in order to look at that uptime? Do we want uptime for the last 24 hours, for the last 1 hour? I'm going to specify that I would like the uptime just for the last 5 minutes. And the last thing we set is the stop value. So a stop value indicates when a piece of equipment is off. So if I'm measuring something like current, then the stop value would be 0, right? Because when there's no electricity flowing to that device, that means it's off. With our pump, we have an on or off. So I'm going to say that when the is-on property goes to false, that means that the pump is not running. Okay, so we have our uptime statistics set up now. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to data mapping, and I'm going to add some live data to our pump. So I'm going to create a configuration called pump test, and I'm going to use a data simulator. And I'm going to locate my pump, the is-on property of my pump, and I'm going to bind that to this blink 5 property. So every 5 seconds this property toggles between true or false. So as this data simulator runs, the live data is going to be updated into this property on the model, the is-on property of pump A1. And I'm going to save that configuration now. And next I'm going to launch the model browser. So I'm going to launch the model browser, and I'm going to open up the property table for pump A1. And I should see here that the is-on property is toggling between true and false. I can see that. And I'm also going to take a look at my uptime statistics property or component. So the uptime statistics is updating every minute. That's this value here. It's going back 5 minutes in history to calculate the percent up and percent downtime. And I can see the percent up and the percent downtime is right here. So right now the total uptime is 85 seconds. Total downtime is 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And with this update rate, every minute I should see all of these values get recalculated, and they just did. So now I can see my uptime is about 16% and my downtime has been 84%. So that's how we get the uptime statistics for a piece of equipment within Status Enterprise or Status Device Cloud. Thank you.